This is where we want the US government, the British government, Swedish government, Irish government, Canadian government to come on board and help our country when it comes to the elections. Because what these guys are planning, hooray! Hi guys, it's Lillian Mutambo, also known as Zambia, girl from Zambia. If you're new to my YouTube channel, please subscribe so that each time I upload videos, you'll be notified that I post a video. Thank you so much for more than 96,500 subscribers. Na totela sana. And I know very soon we're going to be hitting 97,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. In this video, I'll be sharing with you what I can call a plan by the Patriotic Front, President EDGAR LUNGU, who is a leader of the Patriotic Front, and his members of PF, what they've been planning against Mr. HAKAINDE HICHILEMA in order for them to kind of like cause him to lose the election for 2021. Remember, I've discussed on this platform before that the president did a survey together with the OP, Office of the President, to find out if Mr. HAKAINDE HICHILEMA went on a ballot paper today, would he win the general elections as a president? And yes, the survey proved that he would win. And that's why the current president, Mr. EDGAR LUNGU, His Excellency, has been trying by all means to find faults in the president. A few days ago, we saw youths protesting at the State House, and yet it's impossible for me or any other youth, especially from the opposition, to go to State House and petition. And they even presented to the president that they wanted an inquiry into the privatization which happened in the 90s. I don't even know what even President EDGAR LUNGU is thinking, if he's planning to set up a commission of inquiry now. I don't know where it will even go, because there is no concrete evidence that Mr. HAKAINDE HICHILEMA is the one who made all the money from the privatization as they tried to make it. So I came across an article which I would like to read from the Zambian Observer and just make a comment on that so that we can be on the same page. I've shared videos on my platform, and the reason why I share them, because sometimes it's difficult to do a video and then you wouldn't really understand what's going on, is because I want you to watch those videos and then I can share and talk about what's going on. We have just seen Mr. Patrick and others that were released on bail from the prison in Kasama, and the reason why they were arrested was because of the NRC mobilization, where the people who were part of the team in Kasama, in Lokasha, had confronted cadres who were basically having the NRC machine at their disposal, and they were taking pictures and IDs of the young ones, and they were giving them NRCs. So in confronting them, they were accused of aggravated robbery. And as somebody who is the campaigning manager, Mr. Celek was a campaigning manager, he then had to go down with others. I think there were about 4 of them, and Mr. HAKAINDE HICHILEMA turned up. You've seen how he was trying to be stopped. He was stopped by the police officers for him to go any further when he was trying to go to the courts. And because of that, quickly a message came from State House to say that they're going to allow the guys to have their bail, and yet they've been in the cells for 30 days. And all these things is to frustrate Mr. HAKAINDE HICHILEMA, who never gives up. And that's why I always laugh at people who say, He will never be president. I laugh at them because Michael Chilufya Sata, who was the president of PF before PF became what it is now, which is a dungeon, was somebody that people never believed in. But today, he's in history that he was the president of Zambia. So I know that even him will be the president of Zambia. So let me read this. So according to the title, HH is winning 2021 unless we do something now, says PF intelligence team. This was on the 10th of October 2020. And I will make sure I use their two images as my thumbnail because that's how it was. Okay, so the PF party intelligence team has released a detailed report on how UPND President HAKAINDE HICHILEMA will win the 2021 elections. So don't give up on this one, because I am very sure that Mr. HAKAINDE HICHILEMA will be the president next year. Even PF is aware. That's why they're trying to frustrate us in all angles. Okay, so in a report that recommends that Lungu is not allowed to contest against, HICHILEMA. Of course, we talked about this thing before, where I say that, Mr. Lungu does not qualify for a third term because under our constitution, he stood the first time after President Sata died, and he was appointed quickly. Then there was an election where Guy Scott was then the vice president for a short period, and then this election of 2016, which was rigged, he became president. So 2021, he's not supposed to stand, but others will argue that no, he's eligible to stand, and that's why they've been pushing for Bill 10 so that they can stand forever, ever, ever. Okay, so the PF intelligence report also recommends that either corrupt Health Minister Chitali Chilufya or Ronald Chitotela must be a PF candidate to face HICHILEMA. Meaning even PF know that Lungu has failed. He is not a leader. He has no vision for our country at all. The first time I saw President Lungu, I asked myself, what in the world were Zambians thinking? Then I thought, okay, maybe he was appointed because he was working with President Sata, so maybe he has the same vision. But he has no vision for the country. Okay, so according to the report, again, among the reasons cited by the PF HICHILEMA's possible win include Lungu's corruption, which is embroidered, obviously over his character, and failure to manage the economy, lack of jobs, youths voting for the first time, but have no jobs, no business opportunities, among other things. At the moment, we know that this government is the worst and it's the most corrupt government. We've heard of Dr. Chitali Chilufya, who has awarded $17 million to a pharmacy which doesn't exist. Presently, the government is saying we have COVID-19, but they are hosting rallies, they're campaigning here and there, and yet they don't allow the opposition. When the opposition try to go somewhere, they block them. President HAKAINDE HICHILEMA was in Kasama trying to give moral support to the Vice Secretary General, Mr. Patriotic, at the court hearing, and he was blocked. There's no freedom of movement, there's no freedom of speech, we don't have any human rights. So all these things, the hearts of Zambians are boiling. Their hearts are boiling. So, and then the report also stated that PF hate speech against HICHILEMA, including blaming him for all their failures, were making HICHILEMA likable by many Zambians across the country. And you see, President HAKAINDE HICHILEMA, may I call him president because I know he's going to be a president anyway. He is an economist with a vision, and he even advised this failed government, this failed regime. He advised them not to borrow any money in 2011. But they thought he's down, he doesn't know anything. That's the thing. When you have grade 2s surrounding you, people with no formal education, somebody came from Katondo Street, somebody came from another party as a cadre, came to join PF just because they can shout power to, you are failing as a nation, as a party. They failed. You know, the president even fired a credible governor. We've made news over that. Because people are thinking, why would the president fire a credible governor? It's because he's looking for means and ways to print money. Even the default that they wanted to delay in payments of the loans that they borrowed, it has been denied, the request, you know. So, and HICHILEMA, when he looks at those things, the failures of PF, and then he points at them, because he's an economist, and already, somebody was asking me this question in my comment section where my video was cutting, and already the US government has pledged $28 million in our economy as soon as President HICHILEMA becomes a president, because they know that he will revive the economy. They are planning to inject that money because they know that he will double it and even give it back. So also, according to the article, political intolerance and stopping of the UPND leader from holding campaign meetings freely have also been said as reasons why people want to listen to him more. Because President LUNGU, he acts so innocent, so holy, like he's this president who is so calm, and on the 18th people will follow him as he, you know, sits down humble and say, let's pray. And he's a holy president. He asked for people to be praying on the 18th. Really? If you are truly a president who's a Christian, sir, and you obey the laws of Christianity, and you know, you follow what the Bible says, you will be a leader of love. But you have shown hatred towards Mr. HAKAINDE HICHILEMA. The ECZ meeting, there was an ECZ meeting, I've shared the video on my YouTube channel, which took place for nearly 2 hours. The president never said a word. Not even one. This is an opportunity for you as a president to dialogue with your fellow opposition. It's like they are enemies. He's created that hostile kind of environment. He's the worst president, honestly, very bad. Okay, so, and on the PF convention, the PF intelligence team proposes that it shouldn't hold it, but finger point should lead the party into 2021 elections. And then this is also in cotton courts. Is it in, yeah, it's quoted. HAKAINDE's understanding of the economy, his political acumen, his press team is on another level, that our party's leader, EDGAR LUNGU, stands chances which can only be aided by state wings and on a fair ground. I mean, this one you should be straight. Say when you corrupt people, not about state wings. Yeah, state wings meaning you're using state funds. Fair ground, I don't think it would be fair ground. So PF may not survive next year, so we recommend for a new political party leadership. So this is the intelligence within the party that have been saying this. I even heard a rumor that maybe KBF, they're looking at KBF, but Chitalu Chulufia, if he stands as a president, forget it. Nobody likes that guy. You know, so for the new political party, including at the level of Secretary General, media personnel to counter HICHILEMA's efforts stated in the part of the report. And I remember during the period of, you know, COVID results and all those things that were being shared by Doris Elia and Dr. Chitalu Chulufia, and there was a rumor that had come out within PF, and the rumor was that Dr. Chitalu Chulufia is eyeing the position of presidency, and then Doris Elia is eyeing the position of vice presidency. I'm telling you, if that happens to Zambia, me personally, I will organize visas for Zambian youth to leave. Because you can't be under Doris Elia and Dr. Chitalu Chulufia and survive. The country will be worse. I was shocked. Dr. Chilufya is going for his court sessions. He was having cadres following him. Those cadres wouldn't just turn up. He was inviting them. Useless doctor. That guy needs to be removed even from the doctor's register. He doesn't deserve the position. Okay, so it was stated in reports, that it recommends that a deliberate violence scheme be put in place, especially at polling stations. Now, this is what touched me. This really touched me when they said they wanted to put at polling stations, opposition, where opposition agents would be, like polling agents would be, and that they must be attacked. This is where we want the US government, the British government, Swedish government, Irish government, Canadian government to come on board and help our country when it comes to the elections. Because what these guys are planning, can you imagine? They want to bring violence at polling stations where agents are beaten up and thrown out. So this time, people are ready to die for Zambia. People are ready. Don't think that Zambians are foolish and they are happy to look at what's going on. And believe you me, even the police will turn against you, especially when the police even know that as a result by 12 noon that Mr. HICHILEMA is leading, no cadre will be near any police station. That one I can guarantee you. We're not going to sleep and watch you people do these useless things. So that's what they are planning, to send attacks. So we need to send this intelligence even to all these embassies that I've mentioned. The other day I saw an image of President Edgar Lungu with a British spokesperson who came to talk about the elections in Zambia. They should be free, fair, and everything. Democracy should be practiced. And even the same person met Mr. HAKAINDE HICHILEMA as well. And for me, I don't think President Lungu was even listening. For him, all he wants is to win. Believe you me, if PF wins 2021, Zambia is gonna be a dungeon. It's gonna be pathetic. I pity people who don't have any means to go anywhere, and that's why for us we are fighting, because we want people to remain in Zambia. Even me, I want to remain in Zambia and make sure we fight for our country and get rid of this horrible government and make history. And believe you me, immediately they are gotten rid of, they will start going to the cells. They better prepare themselves. Okay, so as the PF thugs will be doing this, police must be directed not to stop the PF. Can you imagine? This is what they are planning, that police must not be stopped, must not stop any PF member from damaging anything. Can you imagine this? This is criminal. This is dictatorship. If these guys want to see war in Zambia, they will see it. Okay, so the same report states that the election results must also be manipulated at polling stations, and also server room mulungushi set by ECZ, that which only PF officials and hired IT personnel embedded in ECZ must be and have access to, but that no opposition must be allowed in there. Can you imagine? Can you imagine this rubbish? They want to be on them. That's why even ECZ, it's a corrupt institution, very corrupt. How can you be an independent body, yet you are doing things to support the corruption of this government? Why? Because of one or two or three people who are benefiting. Useless people, bunch of useless people that are not thinking about our country. People who are not thinking about the future of Zambia. You're thinking of how you eat, and at the end of the day, you still release all that you eat. Selfish leadership. Selfish. You are abusing your positions in ECZ instead of you being an independent body that questions what the government is doing, the current government is doing, but you don't. All you do is you are like puppets for the current government because of money. You've sold your souls because of money. That money, you will eat it and die. At the end of the day, you leave it. Instead of leaving a good legacy for our country, Zambia, all you're thinking of is how you eat, how you take your children to Dubai for holidays, how you take your children to expensive schools. Useless. All vanity. Instead of thinking of our people. President HAKAINDE HICHILEMA is a millionaire, the richest man in Zambia, but he's still willing to fight for our country. You, because you want to eat now, you're not willing to fight for our country. Useless leadership. Okay, so the same report states that the election results must be manipulated at polling stations. I've read that. So this report has not been released to the public as it is labeled as highly confidential, but it has been sent to the PF Secretary General Davis Mwila and also handed over to EDGAR LUNGU's political advisor Chris Zumani. Now you see, this is supposed to be a confidential document, but we have it. Why? Because the people even within, they don't trust this leadership. They don't trust President Lungu. They don't trust whoever is close to the president. And therefore, they are leaking this information because they know that President HAKAINDE HICHILEMA is innocent. There's even an article where I read that the advisor to the president, the guy, he was stopping the president from doing all sorts of things, trying to arrest President HAKAINDE HICHILEMA. But the president was still stubborn enough and trying to do all those things. And now the man is dead. We don't know what secrets he went with. And you see, he's haphazard. He doesn't even know where he's going. And then he calls himself an experienced certified leadership. What type of praising of yourself is this? Which experienced certified? Experienced corrupt leadership. Maybe if you say that. Not calling yourself a certified leader. I beg. Okay, so Zambia goes to the polls in 9 months. So in 9 months' time, with its current leader, EDGAR LUNGU, forehead scribbled with corruption. Yes, he has, President Lungu's forehead scribbled with corruption. Yes, corruption, yes. Dictatorial, yes. Poor economic mismanagement, yes. Lack of jobs, yes. And business opportunities tags all over. And this was from Koswe. Koswe had posted the other day that PF had contacted them that they want to pay, is it $20 million or something, for them to stop posting. For them to stop posting. And on top of that, the one thing they forgot is failed marriages. Forget the marriage that you see in the media. The marriage is failed. There's another baby in State Lodge. We have heard of the baby. That's the leadership we have. Failed marriage 1, failed marriage 2. The one that's there is the pretense. The lady even wanted to leave State House. The stories are there. They're all over social media. I beg. Okay, so somebody commented that people won't just sit and watch this happen. Zambia is for all of us, and there is no way a small group of people will be let to cause the suffering of majority Zambians. I'm kindly advising all those well-meaning Zambians to desist from violence come 2021. Remember, this is going to be the last election, and we shouldn't treat it as such. God has given his own ways of installing a leader, and if at all the elections is going to be tempered, he is also going to, God has his ways. Youths of Zambia, let's not listen to these selfish and self-centered politicians who just come to us when it's election time and obviously give them a bit of a check, and people go gaga because they've never seen 10,000 kwacha. They go crazy, go and take drugs and come back useless at the end of the day. So this person says a lot of discipline to reach an older age. Look at what most of these elderly politicians that we have now, most of them have lived and enjoyed the life to the fullest, hence now resorting to insightful behaviors and speeches which only affect our well-being as young people. Let's not get excited with the fake promises these men and women give us. There is life beyond politics. in African politics are seen as a fastest way of getting wealth. We have heard of people making these promises that they cannot even deliver. I have never seen a politician who has ever allowed his children to participate in campaigns. All they do is use other people's children for their ill desires. No matter the case, do not be violent come next year, and do not involve yourself in bad vices. I am challenging every youth, regardless of their political affiliation stance, to say no to violence. Let's go and cast our votes in peace, and remember God has his way. So I thought that was really powerful. So that's the plan of PF, the regime that is run by the excellence, certified leadership, experienced. Now, wow, which experience? I don't even know why he was even praising himself. So that's what they're planning. Their plan is to make sure the polling stations are a no-go area for the ones who are supposed to be the polling agents, and we are planning as a party, as UPND, to have polling agents that will protect the votes, because in 2016 there were no polling agents. There was literally maybe just one person, and these guys were stealing the votes, you know. But this time we are not joking, and remember, the youths are involved. 2021, the youths are involved, and a lot of youths are willing to be polling agents, and even the American embassy has offered to provide security as well. So a lot of international organizations need to come on board. So that's the plan of President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, and I thought I should share with you because this is from inside PF and they are exposing their truth. 2021, President Edgar Chagwa Lungu will never be president of Zambia. He knows that even himself, that he's going to lose the seat to President HAKAINDE HICHILEMA. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. It's a girl, Lillian Mutambo, also known as Gelo Pazed. See you on my next video. I love you guys.